Good morning, all. It's Ian here from the Sports Card Side Hustle, and I'm coming to you at the end of this week, heading into Veterans Day. Want to give you a top hustle play of the week, but the top 5 cards to purchase or go for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So, young star, few years in the league, really young, but really having a breakout year, right? So, here's a quick chart of him. I want you to note right here the volume spike. Just in this is over a long trend. That's 2 years. You'll see it like a year ago, a huge spike. But look at this just in the last 2 weeks and months. Just huge after the season started. People are recognizing his performance, and they are buying Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So as far as price, you're seeing just a little bit of spike there. When you see there's definitely been some interest, again, about a year ago when the season started, and it just dropped off a cliff as the season neared an end. But breakout year, let's look at how big that year is right now. Got some data and stuff open for you. But he's 5th in the NBA in scoring right here, 31.6 points per game. But if we go take a look at him, his season is just amazing right now. Sorry, not the way I wanted to look at that. But if you look at the leaders, not only is he 5th in the NBA in scoring, he's up near 32 points a game, 10 games in. Not a super small sample size, 10 solid games the entire season so far, 53.7%, but a PER near 30. Just for people that track PER and data sets like that, most seasons when you get a PER of 30, you are the MVP. Or the MVP almost always has a PER around 30. A lot of seasons there is no player with a PER of 30, and when there is, there's usually a max of 3 guys, 1, 2, 3, and often if you have a PER of 30, you're either the MVP or an MVP candidate. So it's only 3 guys with a maintaining a PER above that, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is near that. Now I think he's a long term where you can buy, hold, and accumulate. His prices aren't gonna go through the roof until he's on a winning team, and that's not going to be this year. But let's look at those cards, right? So I've said pick top 5 right here. So the top 5, I'm going to say go for the 2018 Panini Prism Silver, the 2018 Prism Fast Break Blue, which is serialized to 175. I have an asterisk by that because that actually has the best ratios. I'm going to show you that. His 2018 National Treasures, the RPA out of 99. Then there's an Immaculate Collection from 2018, also an RPA, serialized to 99. And then you have a 2018 Prism Rookie Signatures. Couple notes I have there is avoid the 2018, his rookie, the Tiger Stripe, buying it raw. Terrible ratios. People are overpaying, pushing up the demand and price for raw. But then when it goes to grade, the 9 is selling for way less than raw. And also careful about buying those RPA raw because those patches especially grade so tough. So let's take a look at why I picked what I did. So if I go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I had, let's start with the Prism Silver. I always love the Prism Silver because the hobby does. Even though the Prism Silver might have more printed than some other colors that are either serialized with high numbers, etc., they love the silver. They look nice. They clean up nice. So raw, you could still get that well under $100. You can pick up his Prism Silver. I'd set a snipe maybe 75 if you think they're rising. But then what that snipe does, it gets you the best price at the end of the auction. It holds your bid. So go ahead and set that snipe. If you hit a 10, so if you go ahead and you look those photos and scans over real close, you think it could be a 10. Those are crossing $400 now. So that's incredible ratio. But if you only get a 9, which is about what you could count on, you're already behind the curve a little, but you've got the graded card that you think is going up. There was some recent sales of 80, 95 even, just this month in the first week. I would say that those couple sales in the 50 are probably a fluke with what's going on with his play. So I would look for this card, a PSA 9, to be a value of $80 to $100. You can get it under 75 right now. So you've got that for the silver. Next one, because I looked into the details and the ratios, I'd go for the Fast Break Blue. It's serialized out of 175. You open that up. I like the ratios because Look at the nines getting towards 250. That's not necessarily an outlier. It's hard to assess these ratios because you're not going to get a good population, a lot of cards. But you had you're nearing 250 for a couple in a row, and you had one outlier of 285. Was and then when you go to Raw, last sale a couple under 150. You had one up there for 180. But when you pay your grading and it's worth more as a 9 or a decent margin up as a 9, that's a good situation. If you're looking at the card and the condition looks good to you, centering, corners, edges, surface, remember those are the four things to consider when you check it over. Now a 10, crossed 600 recently, as he's breaking out here. So there's been now two over 600, a 500, and a couple down to 400. But you can count on this card being 450 to 600 when you're paying raw 150. So when I say count on, that's for a PSA 10. So you never count on a PSA 10. I don't care what anybody tells you with that. That's just a fact of the matter. You don't know. Anybody at PSA can find something to give you a 9 or lower. Okay, so one to avoid real quick to throw in there is Tiger Stripe. People are paying raw 1,000 to 2,000. Those are very scarce and rare, so hard to assess. But you go to a 9, you're already way down in your money, typically and likely, right? Most recent sales 1,000. So I would not go for a raw, and avoid that Tiger Stripe buying raw. You need a PSA 10, and that's going to take some luck. So for the others, the next three National Treasures, we got to look over a card ladder. His National Treasures RPA. You're going to see those if you go over and you look at the cards under his chart there. And I would go for looking at these RPAs if you have the money and you really want that high-end card. It's out of 99, so last sale is a BGS 9.510, and that was a $10,000 card. Raw, the only sale I think is around 4,500. So again, be very careful. Thing is that those RPAs, that's really tough to assume a high grade on. So I'd be super careful buying the National Treasures and the Immaculate Raw. That's what I had as a third card. You go down, you want another high end, then you want his Immaculate Collection, also out of 99. That's also an RPA. And when you look at the data on that, there's only data on raw sales. And actually, that's just card ladder assessing that raw sale. So this shows you a good sign. Scarcity, lack of sales, that shows you it's not going to be an easy, it's not going to lose value too easy, because people aren't out there just trying to sell and get rid of this card. It's actually hard to find. Nobody has it available or is selling it right now, even though there's 99 of them. A lot of people holding these. Card ladder assesses the value at 782, and back out of the date range, way back, there was a sale at some time at 750. So that's probably not a bad card to get raw. And then the fifth card, go ahead and look for his Prism signatures. I did have it here, sorry. But his Prism signatures right here, a little bit of data on that is that you can get a 9.5 10 auto if you just want to get that already graded and slabbed. You can get a very high grade for under $1,000 there, and that might cross over to a PSA 10. You never know. There is one PSA 10 out there that was around $1,100 in its sale. So yeah, just over 1,100 last sold price, and you see it is trending up for sure. So those are top 5 Shai Gilgeous-Alexander cards to get right now. Breakout star, super young, really trending up and staying efficient and smart in the way that he plays, but he's not with a top team. Here's a review of those top 5. So don't expect him to be in the playoffs and really make the huge splash this year. Gives you time to keep buying and accumulating and really profit as he continues to grow and be better in the future. So thanks for listening. That's our top 5. Check us out. Please like and subscribe. Variety Trading Cards, where I'll have a lot of these cards for sale and auction. And the Best Damn Sports Card Group is our Facebook group with around up near 1,500 members now. Have a good one, everybody.